Hi everyone, it's Tarnished Treasures and today I'm making potato salad. So the first thing I do is fill up a pot with water. I actually don't have the heat on yet. I want to cut all the potatoes and boil the potatoes and the eggs at the same time. But I will be cooking 3 eggs at the same time using the same pot, always works out well. And the potatoes I use are golden potatoes. I like them because their skins are thin, so you don't have to peel them, so that saves time and gives you a little extra fiber. So I'm cutting them up into small bite-sized pieces. So I just want it to be that if you take a forkful, the pieces aren't too big in your mouth, and then I might come and look at some bigger pieces and cut those in half so they're similar to the others, just for even cooking time. So that's what I'm going to do right now is cut them up, and as I cut them I'm going to add them to the water. Once they're all in, then I will turn the heat. So this has been coming up to a boil for about 12 minutes or so. So the potatoes are already softened, the eggs are starting to set, so it doesn't need to boil and cook that much longer. So I set the timer for actually 5 minutes. We've gone down to 4 minutes now, and when that goes off I will test the potatoes, but I think that we will be good. It's just one of those things that you don't walk away from. You just want to keep testing the potatoes and stop the heat as soon as they're finished. So now I am cutting some celery. I did 4 ribs, a small dice, and then I thought I probably want more in the salad, so I'm gonna cut up 4 more. They weren't full lengths though, some of them were like the real centers. And then I'll do half of that onion, see how that looks in the bowl, and possibly add more. We will see. But I like to keep the celery and the onions small. I pulled a potato out, and here is a knife. You can see that that goes in without much effort, but then I also like to taste it. And it had just a little bit of, like, more of a tooth than I wanted, so I'm gonna put them in for an extra minute. And I think that'll be good. That will be firm enough that they don't turn to mashed potatoes when you stir everything up, but you won't bite into it and think, ooh, this could have been cooked longer. So that was about 6 or 7 minutes on a high boil, and then the rest was just in the water coming up to that boil. Okay. We are drained and we are steaming. So I'm actually going to let this cool off just a tad and then stick it in the fridge. I don't want to mix it in with the mayonnaise and mustard and onions while it is hot. But one thing that I can do is I can put the salt on. So that's going to take a while to cool down, and my onions and celery, I'm just going to put those in the fridge as well, and I'll come back in probably an hour or so to finish it up. I have peeled the eggs, and they were clearly very fresh eggs because they were a pain to peel. So I'm going to dice those up and add those to the cooled potatoes. So we have the eggs in and some yolks, and we're going to add the onions and the celery to the bowl. We're going to make sure we get it in the bowl. So now we're going to add the mayonnaise, and this is a large batch of potato salad. So we're going to add a little bit of everything, stir it up and taste it, and then maybe add some more. So we're going to start off with a couple big spoonfuls of mayonnaise. Well, I have my helpers here helping me, so they have their own flair with cooking. How about one more? And then your scoops were a little bit smaller than, oh yeah, very good. Okay. So now we're going to add mustard, and this is Nanny's potato salad. She is from England, and it's my cousin's grandmother. Everyone loved her potato salad, so she used Dijon mustard. I'm going to do a mix of Dijon and the yellow, so go for it. Give it a squirt. Yep. Okay, that looks good. And you want to go for the yellow? You can give it a decent amount of yellow. We got like almost 4 pounds of potatoes and vegetables in there. Oh, so fancy. Oh, that looks fabulous. Okay. Little smiley face. So before we stir it up, we're going to add salt and pepper. So this is just to your liking. It was just easier for us to do it that way. And then give it a generous sprinkle of salt. You can really go for it. We got a lot of stuff that needs salt. Thank you. And then we're going to stir that up to get it all in. So we gave that a stir, but I like mine to be wetter. So we're going to do more mayonnaise. That looks wonderful. And how about a little bit more? Perfect. Now we're gonna add parsley. Go ahead. And we have dried parsley because we don't have fresh in the garden yet. The fresh would be great in here. This is just gonna add some. Now we're gonna add some garlic powder. I don't think that this was originally in Nanny's recipe, but I like it for that savory. So we've added both of our mustards and some mayonnaise a few times, mixed everything together and tasted it. It tasted good. A little bit more salt and pepper. And that was just, what was that? Maybe 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric for color. I transferred the potato over to the serving dish. I'm gonna cover it with saran wrap and put it in the fridge so I can get nice and cold and the flavors can come together. I always remember Nanny's potato salad having sliced green olives on top, and everyone tells me no, hers never did, but I'm gonna go to the store today and get some and put some on top. And obviously, you know, this recipe is just a suggestion of, you know, the ingredients to put together, but everybody always raves about this, and it's really simple. Mayonnaise, mustard, salt, pepper, onions, celery, the potatoes, some eggs, and then my little twist, a little bit of garlic powder and the turmeric for color. So put olives in, don't put olives in. They're not gonna be mixed in. I'm just gonna stud the top with them. And a little sprig of fresh parsley would be beautiful. I garnished the top with a little bit of paprika for color, some fresh parsley, and a few green olives.